Hi, it's Garry. Welcome to today's live stream. I've got the camera in a slightly different position today. There we are, I'll just move. Let's take my glasses off till we start looking at the comments. How's everybody today? How are we all doing? It's been an interesting week, hasn't it? It's been a busy week for me, which is unusual. I don't often have weeks so busy. Let's start though with that weather report, so I'll have to pop my glasses on for a second. Let's head on over to Safari. So the current temperature here, it's Baltic, it's freezing, it's 18 Celsius. That's about 64 Fahrenheit. It's that cold. I'm considering after the live stream is changing out my shorts into a pair of long trousers. I'm absolutely frozen here. I mean, I've even got the door closed. I haven't even got the fan on. And when you consider on Thursday, so that's 3 days ago, we were sat with the air conditioning running virtually all day because it was that hot. So yeah, being fairly unsettled weather. Let me close down Safari and head over to the chat. So Marie, hi from Michigan. Welcome to you, Marie. Ted Smith, hi from Seattle. We've got Jim, hi from Harper's Ferry in WV. Blonde Scales 1, hello from wet Arkansas. I mean, fortunately, it's still dry here, but it's just cold. Tom, greetings from Northridge, California. Welcome to you on Blonde Scales 1. Andreas, good day from slightly rainy and flooded Brisbane. Currently bitterly cold at 22 Celsius. I know what you mean there, Andreas. I had a message from my mother this morning. She lives in the UK. And she said to me, I've just seen on the news about the cyclone and how it's moving because over on the east coast around the Brisbane area, they've had a tropical cyclone. So she sent it to me and she said, have you stocked up on food because I don't want to see it affecting you? And I sent her back a message saying, it's too far away. It's like a 6-hour flight from Perth over to Brisbane. It's a long way away. Australia's a bloody big country. David G, hello all, welcome to you, David. Anita, hi all from Florida, welcome to you. Lady Beaver, good morning everyone. Good morning to you as well. Jim, current temperature 38 degrees Fahrenheit, 33.3 Celsius. Now that's not a number, that's an insult. Yeah. Blonde Scales 1, 22 Celsius is cold. It is over here. I was talking with Elaine the other week. This year's been really, really cold. Normally, in February, March, most of April, we've got the temperatures getting up towards 30 virtually every day. In fact, most days are over 30. So, yeah, it's been interesting. I'd say it's just bitterly cold. John, 4 degrees Celsius and windy here in New York City. Welcome to you, John. Andreas, it is in tropical Queensland. Our worst winter temps are about 15 Celsius. Yeah, I know what you mean. We're not quite as close to the tropics, but we're not far off. I'll say, here, even in winter, daytime temperatures are 15, 16 Celsius. And I used to laugh. My wife used to go back to the UK during our winter to visit family back in the UK. And when she would call, she was saying, everyone's going on about how hot it is here. Yeah, it was 16 degrees here in the middle of their summer. And I was saying, yeah, but it was 18 here and it's winter. So, yeah, temperatures are so interesting, aren't they? Lady Beaver, oh no, Andreas, hope you're safe from Cyclone Alfred. Yeah, it's been just watching the news, it's been a nightmare over there. And because that area, they don't get cyclones that often. So, yeah, it's been really, and it's a flooding, I think, as well. Let's just refresh these comments. Where's the thingamajig? And there it is. Come on. It's going to be one of those days. I'm just trying to get this to refresh. I've had really problems today. It won't refresh for some reason. Let me just give this a second. on, mate. I was up early today, so I actually had everything ready really early. I had OBS running and everything set up. 8:25, so 5 minutes before we're due to go live, OBS crashed on me. So I thought, oh dear me, that's a little bit of a nuisance. Well, that's what you would put it politely. I certainly didn't think them words. So I had to do a quick restart. And even now, it's still playing up. How do I... Come on, let me refresh. There we go. Managed to get to refresh. David, a nice 69 here in Bandera, Texas. Tony, hello from Wiltshire, southwest UK. It's 12:30 a.m. and 10 degrees after a sunny and dry week with mid-teens daytime temperatures. Awesome. It's nice that it's warming up. So welcome to David G. Welcome to Tony. David, welcome to you, David. Hello from Austin, where it's getting cold as a blue northern comes through. Lady Beaver, it's currently 32 Celsius with a high of 37 today in Adelaide. Oh, I wish it was like here, I tell you. Penguin, welcome to you. Hi from Oregon. John, hilarious to hear Aussies talking about it being cold. I just came in from a 4-mile walk in 4 Celsius. Greetings to all. I think if it was 4 Celsius, I wouldn't be going anywhere. I would be sat inside, wrapped up in everything I had and shivering. David, you can keep it up. David, you can keep it up in Austin. Andreas, all safe, thanks, Lady Beaver. I'm currently without fountain pens because they are all safely locked up due to the storm. I bet. Yeah, because there's something, if you got stormwater on that, I would think that would actually damage a lot of them. Blonde Scales 1, now 22 Fahrenheit is cold, lol. Yeah, no, that's freezing. Absolutely freezing. Ted, hi, Penguin. We don't get many people from the I'm going to struggle today. Pacific Northwest. I'm in Seattle. Welcome. Blonde Scales 1, currently 47 Fahrenheit here. Mr. Inky Fingers, hello from Michigan. Welcome to you. Blonde Scales 1, I've just seen posts from Just Turnings and a bat rescue concerning Alfred. Yeah, so Just Turnings, he's based in Brisbane as well. So I know he said he was going to ramp down production whilst everything's going on. John, I just got back from my walk and grabbed my 2 new pens that came in today, and my hands were too frozen to write with them. The pens are a Moonman M800 in purple and an Asvine V126 demonstrator. I love my Moonman M800s. I've got all 4 colours. When I bought them, I bought 2 with the Moonman nibs and 2 with the bottle nibs. I've since changed a number of nibs because the number 6 size nibs. So I've got at least 1, if not 2 of them now have got a broad Yoho nib in it. But yeah, absolutely love them. I love this name, Kiss My Arts. I deliberately said that slowly because otherwise it would have been quite an interesting pronunciation. Welcome to you, evening / morning, all from Ireland. Don't mention the rugby. Unfortunately, I don't follow sports, so you don't need to worry about that from me. Karen, damp and windswept in Brisbane. Welcome to you, Karen. Glad to hear, like Andreas, that you're all running okay. Tony, is my IT playing up? I was Garry running late. M6N were done matches, though. Kiss my arts. So, yeah, I was a couple of minutes late because of the OBS playing up, but hopefully... I think looking at the stream that I've got coming through on my test, it's running about 30 seconds behind. Had a delivery this week. Actually came in yesterday. I've got a new toy. Haven't played with it yet. I want to try playing around with doing nib grinding. And obviously I was thinking of getting a Dremel to do that with, but they're bloody expensive. And somebody on the Fountain Pens Australia Discord server said something about the electronic nail filer machines might be worth trying because it does essentially very similar things. So I went on to Temu and I saw one. I think it was 10 Aussie dollars. So I put it in my basket. But then I didn't really want anything else. And you've got to order at least $40, I think it is. Something like that anyway, before you can get anything. So it'd been sat in my basket for a couple of days. And then I get, one of their many, many emails saying, item in your basket reduced for 24 hours down to $1 Aussie dollar. So I thought, oh, got to have that. So we ordered that and some more craft stuff for my wife. So this arrived. I say it only arrived yesterday, so I haven't had time to really play with it. So it's got various things. It's got some attachments. I've got to work out what all these are. There's no instructions that I can see. And these like heads things. So it's going to be interesting to play around with this. And there we've got the actual tool itself. Oh, it's got variable speeds. I'd say I've got to play with it. Just thought I'd show that seeing as we're talking. Let's head back to the comments. Penguin. Thanks, Ted Smith. Waves from the south bank of the Columbia. Blonde Scales 1. I've got a mystery pen on the way. Decided to try a Pen Chalet mystery box. I think it was yesterday or the day before I got an email from Pen Chalet. And they've already got up for pre-order the Colourverse Colour Vent for 2025. So I'll have to start looking over here in Australia to see when that comes up for pre-order. I think they said it was going to be released in September, so I think it's a bit early really for pre-ordering it. But yeah, I just thought it quite interesting that they already had it up. Ron, greetings from a very breezy Forest Hill. Our doorman just gave me a Lamy 2000 and a bottle of pen wash. Awesome! I love my Lamy 2000. I didn't think I would, but I'm really enjoying it. John, I put a Lamy 1.1 stub in my Moonman M800 immediately. Amazingly easy to substitute nibs on the Moonman. Yeah, absolutely is. I think it took me all of like 2 minutes, something like that. Penguin Garry, it's about 14 Celsius here, but at least it's not raining. Yeah. Blonde Scales 1, crafty crap, lol. Yeah, I mean, I also refer to her sometimes as the crafty cow. And I'd say it to her face. I mean, she knows what I'm like. Tony, it was my IT. Oh, awesome. Glad you've got that sorted. Blonde Scales 1, did you get the clues and have a guess? That's from Anita. Kaz, good evening, Gary. Good evening, all from London. Welcome to you, Kaz. Blonde Scales 1, guess I missed the hints. Okay, let's head on into the topic today. So I said today what I'd do is do a very, 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 very quick tour through my notebooks because I've got loads of the buggers. So we'll start on my desk. This is the Kinbor Weekly. So that's where each day I put essentially what I want to get done that day. Just going to give you a very... And also in here, and I might stop doing this because it's a bit of a pain in the butt, the pen I'm using it as my daily driver. I've got my Kinbor A5. And this is what I use. I'm not going to show you them because that's my journal. I also have a bigger page here. There you go, where I do my daily pens. I have, right at the very front, these are various stats that I collect about each day. At the back, when I ink a pen up, I write with it in here. So you can see I've got a fair few pens that I've inked up since the start of this year. Now I've put it to one side. Ooh, let me fetch it over. There we go. So the next thing, I've got my planner that I got from Elaine. So in here, I've got some Irrefill paper. I've got some Tomoe River. I'm actually using the Tomoe River at the moment. Then I've got various other paper samples that I've got. He says, just trying to quickly show them. This sits on my desk all the time. If I'm going out somewhere, this comes with me. It's like my, I would call it a rough book. It's just a book where I got any ideas. Heading behind me now. So here we've got my Oxford notebook. This is where I've got my pens in use. So that's the one that you see in my pens in use video. I've then got these. These are from Fabriano. It's a 7-star, so you've got 7 different papers in these little tiny books. I think the B7 size. And so I've got, 4 left there. The other ones are in use for different things or have been finished. I've got this. This was from Apple Boom when I did my very first Apple Boom order. This is, thread bound 64, 90 GSM ink loving paper. It's never been used yet, it still sits there. I've got this. This is a sketch book, so it's really thick paper. And this, to be honest, I'm not sure what I use this for. I just use it if I need something. So here, I was having issues with pens, so I was actually writing them down and experimented with how long it took before it stopped writing. I know I'm turning my back on you. So next up, I've got another book there. This is another one. So I use this in some videos. You might see this. This is just a general book. So that's another Oxford notepad. I've got the Rhodia notebook, which you've been seeing lately in my videos. So this is plain. I've got my Ayush paper. So that's, you've seen a lot of videos. I've got my Rhodia notepad. Again, you see this in quite a lot of videos. This one is nearly finished. I've got another Rhodia notepad to use when this is done. So it had the February inked pens. I'll be using that side for the March ones, and then that's finished. And I'll say I've got another Rhodia notepad to fetch in. The last one's from behind me. Oh, no, I've got 2 more to show you there. So I've got my Apica notebook. What have I got in here? Not a lot really. So I've got a couple there where I've done some videos. And then I've got the one that Chris made me. He's not sure if he's on the chat today. He sent this to me. Beautiful paper. There we go. And I've used this in a couple of videos as well. I got my endless recorder with Tomoe River paper. 2 uses for this. The first one is the ink vent, the My Ink Countdown. This is what I use for them. And the next one is when I've got a pen there for Elaine to try, she uses that, and she uses the back of some of the old ink vent pages. Then I've got my Galen Leather A5 52 GSM Tomoe River. Getting quite close to being full with this. So in here, when I want to try out a new pen and ink, and I want to see what it's like, this is what I use. So I'll write a page there. With these, I then take a photo of the page and I put it into Obsidian so that I can quickly find out what pens and inks I've had and also what page number it's on. Sorry. Then I've got a set of drawers over behind me. I know I'm going through these really quickly. So in there, I've got, this is an A4 Oxford one, unused. So these are all unused notepads. I've got another Oxford notepad. Not started this. It won't actually be started till January next year. I've got enough paper in my current one to do me to the end of this year for my pens in use. Then that will then become the pens in use from January of 2026. I've got a couple of Rhodia notepads. That one's plain. And that one's a dot grid. Is that one plain? Yeah. So I've got a plain and a dot grid. So they'll be used when that other one has finished. Got an endless recorder notebook. This one is the endless recorder's paper. What's it called? Acid-free Regalia paper. Still thinking about again what I'm going to do with that. Let me move this away. I'll put that away properly later. Yeah, I'm still trying to work out what to do with that. I think what I might do is when my current paper that I'm using, let me just show you that. This is here. This is the paper that came with the Star Wars thing, planner. When I'm using that for my daily sentences or quotes, I think when that runs out, which won't be for a while, then I'll switch over and start using that regalia. So that's a very... Oh, and then the other one, Midori MD cotton pad. This is one you see each week. That's what I do my pens that I'm using that week on. So let's head over to the comments. Kiss my M800 came with bad time split, horrible. Was about to bin it, but thought stuff it, try own grind. Now have a cursive italic fountain pen. Pure luck, though short on skill. That's the first one I'm going to be trying. The pen I'm thinking of doing it on, did I put it away? I might have put it away. Is a Jinhao 82. Not a Jinhao 82, 992. Jinhao 992. They only cost me about $2. And I'm going to try doing that cursive italic style nib to see what that's like. Quite enjoy the one that I bought from Italics. Oh, not bought. I was actually gifted by a viewer. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be trying first. Just not sure when. I've got to really sit down, have the time, and then work out what the hell I'm doing. Alia Rose, hi y'all. Welcome to you, Alia Rose. Jim, I got a Bennu Astra Gem in the past mystery box. Wow, that's nice. I like my Bennus. Blonde Skills 1, hi and nice. David, for everyone in the US except Hawaii, Arizona and parts of other states, be sure to move your clocks up an hour before you go to sleep tonight. It's daylight savings time again. Oh, right, thank you for that, because I put times on on these, and I put is it EST on there? So I need to update the time. Update EST time, because obviously I want that to reflect the correct time. Otherwise, whenever I put anything there, it would be out. Anita, wish you luck. Let us know we all. Wish you luck. Let us know we all that a pig in a poke. Blonde Scales 1. I enjoy watching our atomic clocks change time. That'd be fun. Blonde Scales 1. Especially in the fall when it has to move forward 11 hours to fall back. Tony, my pen-related delivery this week was a 128 pen drawer unit from IKEA. Kallax, 8 drawers and 16 pen slots per drawer for £65. Wow, that's not bad. I think I showed it last week. If not, hopefully this won't make everybody seasick. Here's where I've got my pens. So I think this is also a Kallax unit from IKEA. This is there's 12 slots in there. Then I bought these drawer units here. So on that side, they're all non-Chinese pens. This side, they're all Chinese pens. And they're all in the A4 document protectors, which, keeps the dust off them. It's very dusty here. And because, most of the time I've got my door open, so it's very, very dusty. A lot of that dust is sand. David, losing another hour of sleep. That's one of the things I like here in Western Australia. We don't have daylight savings time, so our clocks never change. Will, welcome to you, Will. Hey guys, been missing you, fine folks. Glad I caught up with the broadcast. Hope Garry and all are well and safe. Yep, thanks for that. Will, everything's going superb now. We've got, I say, a bit cold, but nothing I can do about that. Kiss my, oh, thank God, I'm not the only one sitting on a warehouse of unused fountain pen friendly paper in my den. Yeah, and believe it or not, I threw a load out. Well, not through. We sent it to Salvo's as donation. So what you've seen is I think I've got one coming up soon, like that Ikina notepad. So I buy cheap notepads to look at. And to be honest, all I really want to do is just, to try them out. Sometimes I keep them, but most of the time, I don't really find that I use them anymore. So we send them to Salvo's. We only pay something like $5 or $6 Aussie dollars from. So I'm only talking cheap notepads that I do just to try them out, because some cheap notepads really work well. The notepads I get from I think it's Kmart. They're about 75 cents. Really, really fountain pen friendly. Really like them. John to David. Just so I can read it. There we go. I hate springing forward. A Facebook friend went on a hilarious screed about it being daylight saving time, not daylight savings time. His word, we're not talking about banking people. Sorry. David is lol. Blonde Scales 1, I think many of us have a paper hoard as well as the ink hoard. Absolutely. And with having the channel, I try to use lots of different papers. I said, make videos with most of them, just so I can explore them, but also show people that you don't need to be using the expensive paper all the time. David, yep, it takes a month to make it up. Andreas, Garry, I never realised paper hoarding was a thing. Absolutely, it is in this house, I tell you. I've got behind me, it's a cheaper three-drawer unit. Here we go. That's it. Pads. It's not now, but it used to be all 3 drawers were full. So I've been really good about that, about getting rid of all the cheaper ones. Alia Rose to Will. I've been gone too. Current events have made concentrating on hobbies difficult. Yeah, I can well understand that. David, does Tomai River, Rhodia or other comparable paper makers sell an 8.5 by 11-inch legal pad with detachable sheets? Help. I can only talk about A4 because we don't have legal over here. Rhodia do. So here's the new Rhodia pad. This one's a dot grid, but it's got perforations here. It's also this thing, so you can easily rip them off. Well, that's all over the floor now. Sorry. Don't throw paper around, Garry. So where was I? Yeah, Rhodia do. Not sure about Tomai River. As I showed you earlier, Oxford Optic Paper, they do one, and that's also perforated. So I think there are options out there. I just don't know about legal. I can only really talk about A4. And I know there's not a lot of difference, but there is a difference. Tom Morley, for instance, EST to EDT. Will, great to see you, Alia Rose. David to Tom, hey Tom, how are you, my friend? Tony, it's the other point in the pen ink triangle. Yeah, I've got to make up a diagram about this because it's something that's I think would be worth talking about on a video. So you've got that triangle, you've got your pen, you've got ink, you've got paper, but then I also think there's a circle around it, which is environment. So that's things like temperature, humidity. All these can affect the paper and the way the ink dries, and that can have a little, not a massive, but it's like everything. It's still something you have to take into consideration. Tom to David, busy but great, thank you. Kiss My, I used a few Jinhao 82s to test grinds with. They won't break the bank and you level up quickly enough. Yeah, that's why I'm using them 992s as well. I've got some 82s which I want to play with as well. Even things like I've got a couple of 159s and X159s, which eventually I'll look at because, as I said, Jinhao pens, the vast majority, really reasonably priced. Will Hodge, only a white man would cut 2 inches off the bottom of a blanket and sew it to the top and think he has a longer blanket. An old Indian saying for white man's time change. Yeah, I can understand why they needed it many, many years ago, but nowadays it doesn't really make much of a difference, does it? I say over here in Western Australia, we don't have that, so we just stay the same all year round. A lot easier. because then we have the confusion, twice a year when the UK clocks change, and we've got to try and work out what time it is in the UK. And also, New South Wales, they have daylight savings time. So part of the year they're 3 hours ahead of us, and other times they're only 2 hours. And you've got to try and bear that in mind if you want to talk to people over New South Wales or Victoria. I used to have that a lot when I was working, because I'm here in WA, but most of the people I dealt with were over in Sydney. David, ink and pen paper and notebooks at Walmart are very fountain pen. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people saying that, especially ones from, I want to say, Vietnam, people have commented about. Penguin, we just got a Daiso not too long ago. Great for fountain pen friendly Japanese notebooks. Yeah, I've heard of Daiso. I'm sure somebody said there was one or something like it near Perth Airport. I haven't been there. That's like an hour away. So it's a fair distance. Kiss My, don't mention the ink. Yeah. David, I see, all I see is A4 and A5 sizes. No, number 8.5 by 11. Yeah, I say it's most of the world is on A4 and A5. Will Hodge, I found a notebook at Walgreens made in Vietnam. Very fountain pen friendly. Kiss My, to David, some Etsy suppliers will take special sizing requests. Good ink impressions comes to mind. Over here, I found Etsy to be quite expensive. I have looked at a number of their stuff. Kiss My, not sure if they do glue pad binding though. David, thanks, I'll check that out. So we've got Penguin to David. R by Rhodia is great. And then we've got a thanks. John, about pens and nibs, I feel mildly guilty for not even bothering to try my new fine Mahjong nib and going with Yoho stub immediately. But I've not heard good things about the Mahjong nibs. I've had no problems with the Mahjong nibs. I don't blame you for doing that though, because I think if I were to buy another M800 now, I'd be pulling the nib out as soon as I got it, because, it's not fine, isn't for me. I wouldn't be binning them, I'd be keeping them, which ties in with the next comment. I don't blame you for swapping them. Go for a nib you like, go for a cheap pen, put in that nib you like. Most of them are easy enough to do. Tony, I'm hoarding nibs as well now. Yeah, it's so easy to do, isn't it? Tom, David to Tom, that's what I'm discovering as well. Pen Plus Ink Walmart brand is not bad, but it's not as good as the others either. David to Will, do you remember the name? Will, it's Wexford. And then we got a thanks. Tony, Garry, I watched your 5 best pens video before this live feed and now have an Hexo on order. Yeah, that I really enjoyed that. Most members would have seen it already. Not for everybody else, it's released tomorrow. So what I've done is try to take a general look at my collection and say, right, which are my 5 best? Which are the 5 that I really, really like? And they're not all expensive. As I say, we've got a Faber-Castell Hexo in there, which is, I think it's about 45 Aussie dollars. It's not an expensive pen, but I love using it. It's really nice. And I mean, watch the video. All the details are in there. I'm not going to spoil it by telling you everything. There you are. There's a tease for you. Alia Rose, thank you so much. There's a super chat there. Absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. So that's for the pen fund. I'm eyeing up, again, I'm going to have to now save. I'm eyeing up a what's the name of the company? It's an Indian company. It's the Mag 600 anyway. I can't remember the name of the company. I eyed that up, so I got to start saving for that. So thank you so much for that. Kiss My, John, my M800 bad nib was a Bock, so the disappointment cost me more. Wasn't buying another M800 or another Bock, hence own grind. Yeah, I got two of the Bock ones. This was back really when I was really at the start of my journey. so I was studying to fine nibs at that time, so it didn't bother me. But yeah, certainly now I wouldn't bother with buying a bottle nib. I didn't really know. I've got a video somewhere comparing them, the M800 with the Mahjong nib and the bottle nib. Pardon me. I had a reminder during the week about my fountain pen journey on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. In the Facebook memories came up with a picture of the Pilot Metropolitan from 5 years ago when I got that. So that's really what got me back into fountain pens. And I think I shared it and I said a comment something like, "What a rabbit hole this has led me down," or something like that. Anyway. Anya Rose Daisy make it a great brush cleaner. Blonde Scales 1, haven't seen the Pen Plus ink. Have seen Pen Plus gear. Ted, hi to Alia Rose and hi to Ted. Ricardo, good morning, afternoon or evening everyone. Welcome to you, Ricardo. Alia Rose, my hoard is of the ink variety. Smog would be jealous. Yeah, I'm afraid I went down that rabbit hole as well. I've got... Oh, how many inks have I got? Let me just pull up my app. Let's go. iPad, where are you? There we go. So this is from my app. This new version I'm working on at the moment. So I've got 37 inked pens at the moment. Hopefully that'll reduce over the next few days. I've got 195 pens in total and 211 inks. All of those inks, they're either bottles or they're like the ink vent, little ink vent and that little colour vent bottles. So quite a few. John, wow, sorry to hear about the bottle nib, but I must say the Moonman Purple is just beautiful. Yeah, I've got all four of the colours. I really do like that Moonman M800. Ricardo, Magna Carta, brilliant, thanks for that. That's that Indian company. So yeah, I've got my eye on it. I've just got to save now for a bit. David, is the Indian company Canwright? No, that one was Magna Carta, although I think Canwright do some similar ones. One of the things I want to do this year is try and focus a bit more on Indian pens. Sorry, I'm just coughing there. Yeah, so I want to treat myself to look at Indian pens. So like a couple of years ago, I focused on Australian pens. So I want to try some different manufacturers. So there's a few that have been recommended to me. Penguin, I've got a Schaefer Peacock Blue Fingers now, just inked up by Slim Target Italic Fine. Awesome. John, the black pen you were just writing with on Facebook is a pen I would really like to have, made out of volcano ash. Yeah. Here we go. My Visconti Homo sapiens in Dark Age. Oh, beautiful pen. I love writing with it. You'll see that soon when we do our pens of the week. Ricardo, yep, Canwright is Indian. I've got two Canwright. Oh, Gordon Bennett, what are they called? Heritage. Canwright Heritage. I just remembered there, so I was about to pull them out. And I've got a Canwright Desire as well. Mr. Inky Fingers, I've been using a Stylology A5 notebook lately for drawings, and it's pretty comparable to Leuchtturm 80 GSM, maybe a tad bit smoother. Awesome, let's try that. I'm going to put that down as to try. Stylology. I also need to practice how to pronounce it. Andreas, a $50 super chat. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much, Andreas. That is so much appreciated. Going to be offline for 3 months. And this is to treat myself to a bottle of Diamine Sleigh Ride. Diamine Sleigh Ride, I will be honest, it is my absolute favourite ink. Full stop. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, Andreas. That is so appreciated. Wool Hodge, some may love or hate me. I've not bought any ink in 3 months. Shame is my want list is growing. Yeah, I'm very similar. I haven't bought any ink for quite a while. I've cut down my list. Let me go back over to the app again. So this is my list that I've got for various inks that I've seen that I do fancy getting. As you can see, it's a fairly long one. And it keeps growing, but I'm on an ink buying freeze for the bulk of my inks. I want to use up a load of the Inkvent little bottles. But yeah, there we go. I know what you mean about that growing list. Hand me. Let's do a refresh. Alia Rose, Colourverse has been advertising their new Colourvent calendar already. It gets a hell's no from me. I feel so hard on the first one. More for everyone else, I guess. Yeah, I think I saw the advert on Pen Chalet. I didn't go in to see how much it is. And I don't think anywhere here has got it. Let me just try. I don't recall seeing an advert for it yet, or an email. Let me just check to see if it's got on the website. I'm just going into Desk Bandit, which is where I got it from this year. Colourvent. Yeah, they've only got the 2024 one. I won't bother sharing the screen. But yeah, I've seen that. I think it's a bit early, to be honest, to be ordering it. Alia Rose being, yep. Will be careful on gold nibs from India. May not be hallmarked. Yeah, that doesn't really bother me overly much. We've got Jim. Not that pen, because that's a pain in the arse. You might want to look at Click Century. Yeah, somebody has mentioned Click to me. Century and Falcon. They were saying with the Fountain Revolution Darjeeling, they were saying that they think that's a rebranded pen from another Indian company, and you can get it for about $4 or something like that. So that's something I'm going to look at. Alia Rose, Sleigh Ride is indeed delightful. Yeah, I just love it so much. It has really been difficult because I want to put in every single pen, and I've been trying to avoid that. John, I've been on a black ink buying kick. Yeah, I don't use black ink very often. I think I responded to a comment. So I've got behind me there, I don't know if you can see it, is a bottle of Noodler's Heart of Darkness. That's my go-to black. I've also got Pure Pen's Welsh Gold, which is black, but it's got a gold shimmer in it. I've got a bottle of Leonardo Black. That was because it was sent as when I bought my Leonardo Memento Zero Grande. It was in the box with that. I don't think I've got any other blacks. I've got quite a few greys. And then obviously all the ones that came with the Inkvent calendars. Cars, $180. John, any good finds in that colour? And then Tony, I've seen a couple of companies advertising 2024 Inkvent at discounted prices, about 25% off list. Oh, sorry, I was just having a mouthful of... Just finished my tea. Spider-Man today. Did anybody watch the Spider-Man cartoon that's just been on Disney Plus? Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I really enjoyed it. It was going back a bit back to basics. I quite found it good fun, but also the way they brought in other characters was quite good. Not going to say too much about it. Kaz, Colourverse Advent said $180. Wow, so it's going to be, for us here, it's going to be that $300 range again. I'm two minds. I quite liked most of the colours, but it's a lot of money for what it is. That's my only concern. Alia Rose, to Tony Which, I do want an Inkvent for certain. Alia Rose, oh wait, 2024. John, you'll appreciate Aurora Black. Is that one Wasky Squirrel's been using up lately? We've got Hee. David, our Robert Oster ink's still being made. I haven't seen or heard of it for quite a while. As far as I know, they are. I'm on to me Ribena now. As far as I know, they're still being made. Yeah, I mean, I say I've not really been looking at too many inks. I've not really noticed, but certainly when I've looked on their socials, everything seems to be still going. Let's do this one more time, then I'm going to head over to do my writing bits. Ricardo Platinum Kura is on my list, even though I have Carbon Black. Tony, I think it was either Cult or Pure Pens in the UK and another one in the US. Andreas, Barb from the pen shop in Brisbane tried to convince me to buy a bottle of Sailor Kia Guru ink to practice my penmanship. Does anyone have experience with this? I don't have any Sailor inks. I know, disgusting of me, isn't it? Anyway, let's. So here we are over on the overhead camera. Pens of the week for the 8th of March. So the pen of the week, we started the week with this. This is a Sailor Pro Gear Slim. It ran out of ink 2 days ago. Here we've got, I love this. This is Blue Green Nebula. I love the way they've got sparkles in here. That had Diamond Garland in it, but it's out of ink. So that's going now back into the cleaning pot. In its place, I brought in the Bennu Talisman. I'm going to agitate this because there's a shimmer ink in here. I love this. This is Dragon's Blood. It's my only Bennu, but really like it. I need to do something about that. I need to get some more Bennus. I've been seeing all them little tiny Bennus lately. Don't really like the look of them. I think they'll be too small for me, but yeah, I do need to get some more Bennus. I'll have to start looking around, see what there is. Cartridge converter. There we go. So that's still about half full of ink. And then I've got that broad Schmidt nib on here. So we've got a Bennu Talisman. This pen is roughly 267 Aussie dollars. The Pro Gear Slim, they're roughly 450 Aussie dollars, but it's got a 14 gold nib. It's got a broad nib. The ink by Diamine, and it's tinsel. I see loads and loads of shimmer with this when I use it. Absolutely love it. Let's move to this week's pens. So the first pen of the week from Sunday of last week. Here we've got the Leonardo Ferrari. This is white salt. It's a crushed ice type pattern to me. I started the week, it was Diamond Glacier, but I'd been having major issues with it. The ink just wouldn't flow. I think the Starbright in it was just... Well, we just had a massive gust of wind there. Don't even know if that might come over on the mic. It was that wild. Anyway, yeah. So it was clogging up the feed. So what I did is I took it out, gave it a really good deep clean, and I've changed the ink and I've put in Diamine Bliss. What I've noticed, even though I'd really given the pen a good deep clean, I'd put the nib and feed through my ultrasonic cleaner. There's still a little bit of that Starbright in it, which actually makes this Diamine Bliss look nice because the Bliss is just a standard ink. So we've got a Leonardo Ferrari. This has got a 1.1 stub nib. Price-wise, about 245 Aussie dollars. And the ink, as I said, is Diamine. And it's Bliss. Beautiful ink, really nice, vibrant. Is it like a aquary? What's the name? I can't remember the name. Turquoisey, is it type colour? Nice pale blue there. Today's pen. This was from Monday last week. As somebody mentioned already, the Visconti Homo Sapiens. This is Dark Age. Vacuum filling pen, 18 karat gold nib. One of my favourite pens. one of my expensive pens. So this is a Visconti Homo sapiens. Which has got a broad 18k nib. Price wise, bloody expensive. 1,318 Aussie dollars roughly. You can get better prices than that. This is just from the place that I bought it from. The ink by Diamine. And it's Fireside Snug. Absolutely love this combo. They work so well together. Let's move that up. Right, we're going to the other end of the spectrum. Here we've got a Fountain Pen Revolution Darjeeling. And this is another one that's out of ink. There we go. Let me try pushing this down, see if we can get something out of it. And it comes with that Fountain Pen Revolution nib. Loads and loads of threads on there. So we've got nah, not getting anything. That one then, that's also going to be cleaned out. That pen was roughly 31 Aussie dollars, so it's a big price difference. Up next, we've got the Hongdian, the Light of Hope. This is part of the Black Forest series of pens. One of the first pens I bought when I was getting back into fountain pens, so I've had this, at least 4 years, if not a bit more. Very thin. I bought it because of the name, to be honest. I think the name is brilliant, the Light of Hope. I mean, certainly nowadays, it's something we need in shed loads. So anything to do with hope, I think we should be chasing and grabbing hold of. I love the fact the nib is blue to match the rest of the body. And it's another one where we've got a cartridge converter. The ink in this is lasting and lasting and lasting, but that's because it's a fine nib. So we've got the Hongdian, the Light of Hope, with a fine nib, and price wise you're looking about 32 Aussie dollars, so not an overly expensive pen but quite pricey for a Chinese pen. The ink is by, let me check, I want to make sure I get the right one. Yeah, it is. It's Diamine Early Dusk. I'm getting really good with this. I'm getting the name right more often than I'm getting it wrong. I always want to put Early Dawn, but it's not. It's Early Dusk. Next one, we've got a TWSBI Eco. This is in the green. Love this. Love the way you can see the ink sloshing around. Here we've got the nib. TWSBI Eco nibs, dead easy to swap. I just swap one for another. So I think when I bought this, it was either at the fine or the extra fine. Now it's got a 1.1 stub in it. So we've got here a TWSBI Eco with a 1.1 stub. Price wise, you're looking approximately 59 Aussie dollars. And then the ink is by Colorverse. And it's NGC 2264. And somebody in the comments during the week when I used this said that this particular galaxy is called the Christmas Tree Galaxy. So that's why it's got the name it has. And then the last pen from Narwhal, the Narwhal not Key West. Yeah, Narwhal Key West. Love this. Love the sparkles in it. I'm not overly into sparkles, but it just looks right in this. Another cartridge converter. Another one. Getting a bit lower on ink. I've only got about 10 days left with these pens, so hopefully I'll write some of these out. So we've got here a Narwhal Key West with a broad nib. Number 6 nib. I've got in a couple of my other Narwhals, I have swapped the nibs and they take Yoho nibs really well. I did put a bottle nib in one and it worked fine, but what I found was because it wasn't a perfect fit, it would click as I was writing. Price for this pen is about 75 Aussie dollars, and the ink is by Diamine and it's Solar Storm. Really nice ink, and because it's a shimmer ink, we get some nice sparkles coming out occasionally. Let's head over to the camera again. Just reposition my stool. Kaz, I will just get the ink vent. I haven't got the storage for 2 ink advent calendars. Yeah, that's also a bit of an issue, is the amount of storage they require. John, what's the temp there? So here, oh, we've gone up in temperature. We're now up to 20 Celsius. Excitement. Will Hodge Blackstone was an Aussie ink maker I miss. Yeah, I found out about them just as they went out of business. So there was 2 inks. There was one which was a green that I liked the look of, and there was another one. But yeah, unfortunately they went out of business. David, to Tony, by the way. Hi Tony, how you doing? Okay, hi Tony back. We've got Tony. All fine with me, thanks. I've been setting up my new bandsaw this week so I can process more timber for wood turning. I really do wish I could do stuff like that. I'm just absolutely useless. Penguin, that's a nice stub nib. Kiss My, that price, I almost needed a defibrillator there. A lovely pen though. Yeah, I've got an inbuilt defibrillator now, so I don't have to worry too much about that. But yeah, between this and it's in my pen case, I'm not going to get out. And the Pelican M1000, which was a little bit more expensive. I did buy them cheaper than that though, because I wait for them to come on offer. But yeah. Pardon me. I absolutely love that. Kiss My, love the Fireside Snug too. Yeah, why I use that, why I like that so much is, to me, you've got the black in the pen, which is that basaltic rock. So as the lava comes down, as it solidifies. But then, to me, you've got the orange there, and that reminds me very much of the lava when it's flowing. So that's why I really like that. Jim, I have the same model but paid less than 800 USD. Yeah, you can get, I say, the Homo sapiens, when I got that, it was something like 25% off. The Pelican, when I got that, was about 10% off, I think. So yeah, I don't pay, the prices I quote is like the list prices on the sites. I like to put the prices on just to give people an idea. You know, if they see a pen, you know, you might have seen me write with that Homo sapiens thinking, wow, I like that, I'll have to get one. You go and find how much they are. And that I know for me, that's then a bit of a disappointment. Like with that Magna Carta M600. You know, when I first saw it, I was thinking, wow, that's so nice. Then I went and looked at the price and I thought, bloody hell. So yeah, that's why I give the prices, just to give that idea. Alia Rose, I could use some light of hope over here for sure. Absolutely, I'm completely with you on that. Kiss My Arts to Jim, I hate you. David, time to be a good husband and show for the wife. Everyone have a good night or day and see you next week. Thank you, David. Enjoy time with your wife. My wife doesn't let me drive. She drives us everywhere. Now, I personally don't like to drive. Not that I can't. But I think it's part of the PTSD that I still have, is I worry that if something happens to my heart when I'm driving and I cause an accident, and I know it's a silly thing, but it just goes around my head all the time. Kiss My, I'd swap one of the kids for that Visconti any day of the week. I'll even include a bag of food and $30 phone credit. Any takers? Bueller. God, I haven't seen Ferris Bueller for ages. I might need to rewatch that. Ricardo, see you, David G. Jim, sorry, wife and I are empty nesters. Now we get to send the grandkids home. Yeah, I'm one step away from that. The grandkids are all in another country. So if we get to talk to them, it's usually just over, I want to say Skype. It's not Skype, FaceTime. Blonde Scales one plots how to steal the purple sparkles. Yeah, it's really nice. I don't think they sell it anymore though, which is a shame because it does look nice. Kiss my FedEx kids now. Yeah. Alia Rose, 2 children, market value. Well, we better be careful or we'll get Garry banned for trafficking. Yeah. Oh, I like this. I like the humour when we get that like this. So that's all the comments at the moment. I'll come back to them in a second. Let's head on over to our death by PowerPoint. So PowerPoint keynote. There we go. So last week's videos, on Monday, we had my 6 Grail pens. It was going to be 5, but then I received the Pelican literally a couple of days before I recorded it. So that's why I included that. And I did have quite a spread of pens. You know, the cheapest one, where is it? Where's it gone? Actually, in there as a Grail pen was my Bennu Talisman. I'm showing it to the camera, but I don't have the camera on for this. I don't know, Garry, what you're playing at. Wednesday was my first impressions of the Canwrite Desire. Nice pen. I need to use it more to get used to using that flex nib. I'm not a flex nib person. So certainly before I get a Mag 600 or 800 or whichever one I decide to go for, I want to get more practice using a flex. And then Friday, that was my March ink review, which was Ancient Copper and Sleigh Ride, I think it was. Went for 2 orangey based inks. Coming up tomorrow or Monday my time, Sunday US time, my top 5 pens. So this is my top 5 pens from my collection. Wednesday, whoops. You don't want to see my emails, do you? Let me try and get this to go back. There we go. I don't know, Garry, you should be fired. Right, Wednesday, a Lambitu Forest first impression. So this was a pen gifted from my wife. Friday, 5 autumn-themed pens. Now, I know most of you were saying, but Garry, it's not autumn. We're actually going to spring. But over here, we're now in autumn. Autumn here started on the 1st of March. So I thought, yeah, let's do 5 autumn-themed pens. A bit difficult because I don't have many pens that really sprang to mind. So I did the best I can. I think it's a nice, interesting selection. And Saturday, members only, we've got a Zoom call. So I will be sending out on Wednesday or Thursday. I'll put up a 30-second video for members only, which will have the details. I'll also put a members only community post. And hopefully by then I will have remembered and I would have changed the time to whatever the new time is over there in America. But it'll still be 8:30 a.m. where I live. My books of the week. So I finished off Snuff and I've started Raising Steam, both by Terry Pratchett. I've got to be honest with Raising Steam. I'm not enjoying it as much as I do most of the Discworld books. I don't know why, it just isn't grabbing me. And it's not that I don't like the main character. I quite like Moist von Lipwig. But there's just something about it, I don't know what it is, I'm struggling with it. I mean, I'm about 60% of the way through, so, I'm getting there, but, yeah, I just don't know what it is. So I'll get that finished during the week, then I'll move to, I'm not sure what I'll be reading next. Well, why I'm saying that is I've got the next Terry Goodkind book on hold. I'm just waiting for the people that got it now with the library. So if I get access to that before I finish Raising Steam, I'll jump into that. If not, I'll jump into the next Terry Pratchett book. So yeah, not certain yet. Let's go back to the camera and close this down. Close and close. Blonde Steals 1. That's why I need to steal it. Jim, little late for me. You might blush at the price of the Wingsung 632, 260 Aussie USD. been using it a little less than a week now. Yeah, I've got, I do have a gold nibbed wing sung as well. I need to get it out. I can't remember the model name. I think it's 698. I think it's 6698. I've got a steel and the gold. I find the nib very, very soft there. Tom, I've got the same thoughts about driving as you. Garry, no cardiac issues, but other chronic diseases that can impact my driving. Yeah, so now if I do drive, it's normally down to the shopping centre, which is about a mile away. And it's a straight road with one roundabout. But yeah, I do try and avoid that. Jim will update with a comment on the video. Awesome, thanks for that. Tony, one of my pens for last week was my Canwright Legacy with a titanium Ultraflex nib. I'm still not using it to its best. Yeah, I've not yet tried the titanium nib. I think I need to do so. Again, because I'm going to be looking at Indian pens, I may look at a Ranga with a titanium nib. Not certain. It's, I've got quite a few I want to look at this year. Blonde Scales 1, just remember that the Zoom call will be on Friday in the US. Yeah, it's Friday evening. If I was doing it before the clocks changed, let me just get to the right thing. Where are we? It would be 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll work out what the new one is. It'll either be 6:30 or 8:30. But yeah, I will update that before I send that out. Tom, I've made that mistake before. Blonde Scales 1. Yeah, it's so easy to do. Blonde Scales 1, read the new CJ book this week. Awesome. Yes, I think I've got them down because you recommended them before. Dia, welcome from Ontario, everyone. Welcome to you, Dia. Blonde Scales 1, same time as day as the live. Yeah, just a day earlier. So the live is Sunday morning my time, Saturday evening US time. And I say it's just a day earlier, exact same time. Let me just do a refresh. Kaz, can we buy the titanium flex as a nib alone to fit the Heritage or Desire for the Canwright? Do you know, I'm not sure. I think Canwright do. Let me just pull up their website. I think they do sell them individually, but it's the cost of it'll be the cost of the postage. So let me go Safari. Yeah, so they've got nib collection, titanium nib unit. So yeah, by the look of it, they do. Let's see. I'm just going into it. So here they've got the various threads by the look of it. So let's go for a Desire. Tip size, let's go for medium. And then cut. Flex. Ultra flex, I think might be. Let's go for ultra flex. So it's thinking about it. It's still thinking about it. There you go. Yeah, so you can buy them separately. $37.44. That's US dollars, I believe. Yeah, oh no, that's Aussie dollars. Let's go for, no, you don't want it rupee. Yeah, oh, there we go. US dollars. Oh, I have to go all the way through. So I'm guessing it'd be about 25 US dollars. But then it's the postage which then is tripling. Let's minimize this window. Tony, that's what I did. Alia Rose, I've been reading watercolour painting books. No plot, but still interesting. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I would think there would be. It's I've been doing like a lot of Sudokus or whatever they're called. I just find them so relaxing. I'd sit there and let my mind go blank. That's easy for me to do that. Kaz, we can. Kaz again. To Tony, yep, I'm thinking of doing it. Tony, I bought an architect and a couple of stubs, and the shipping is reasonable. Yeah, I think it's the shipping. If you can combine, then that's not too bad. Cars is a bargain for the UK, Tony. Would you then have to add all the import crap that they do now in the UK? All right, or does that come in like here up to $1,000? Then there's no like import duty, but after $1,000 there's import duty to pay. Tony, they come with ebonite feeds too. Yeah, I think that's one of the big differences, is that plastic and ebonite. I've been looking in how to tell the difference, so I'm still playing with that. Kaz, we got no there. So I'll refresh this. Thank you all for your time today. How long have we been going? Oh, an hour and a quarter again. Gary's gone well over time yet again. Thank you all for your time. As you know, I love doing these. Next week we'll do a membership giveaway, as long as I remember. Thank you for your time. Please hit that thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I... How many times do I say this and always get it wrong? If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. Remember, membership is available if you're able to support the channel. Members get early access to the normal videos. They get a monthly Zoom call, which is about 30 minutes, where we all get on a call together. I may look at moving that in a couple of months to use Discord, but still playing with that idea. They also get a monthly Ask Me Anything. What I'll mostly do, though, is after 6 months, I think I'll make them Ask Me Anythings public so everybody can see them, but it'll be after 6 months, so there's a good time where they've got access to that. So thank you all. Back to the comments. Jim, I'd be tempted to get a pen to go with the nibs. Yeah, they're really good prices, I can write pens, I think. Tony, no import if under £135. Awesome, thanks for that. Blonde Scales 1, have a great week all. Ali Rose, have fun and be careful all. Tony, thanks Gary, good night to all. Dia, have a wonderful week everybody. Thanks a lot Gary. Kaz, thanks Gary, good night all. Jim, have a great coming week everyone. Susie, hi Gary in chat. Hi Susie. Unfortunately we're just finishing up now. Thank you Gary from Andreas. Friends, take care and I'll see you all in June. Have fun with whatever you're doing there, Andreas. Any more comments? Kiss me. Kiss my. Thanks all. Thanks Gary. Catch you next time. I'll do another. Blessings everyone from David. I will leave the comments open as the outro plays. As I keep telling you all, I love doing these. Thank you all, and I'll talk to you again soon.